The Woman in Yellow, Part 2. I fell asleep after taking the pills until about 4 in the morning when I woke up because I wanted to go to the toilet. The sound of footsteps from the roof could still be heard. I glanced at my husband. He was soundly asleep because I woke him up earlier that night. Since the toilet was on the same floor, I didn't bother waking up my husband. I got up from my bed and went by myself. Normally, I wasn't afraid of many things, but hearing the footsteps from above kept me on my toes while I traversed the dark hallway. I glanced outside from the window nearby once I got to the bathroom. The main road at the front can't be seen, but I could see the narrow passageway at the side. I looked around as I thought I would see the woman in yellow again. However, there was no one standing in the dark lane. So I opened the door to the toilet. The woman in yellow came out backwards. Panicked, I put my arms up, keeping my eyes closed, and prayed to God. When I opened my eyes again, the woman in yellow was already gone. I ran to wake my husband quickly. I explained everything to my husband, who was still half asleep, but he didn't seem to take me seriously. He didn't believe me and thought that I was only seeing things because of my high fever, so he only replied, "We'll do something about it tomorrow morning," and then went to check the toilet. He came back a while later and then told me that he had checked everywhere and saw no one. Surprisingly, the sounds of the footsteps from the roof had stopped as well. Neither of us could fall asleep till the morning came. We were very tired because of the lack of sleep the previous night. As we were having breakfast, I was retelling my husband about what happened the night before, when someone knocked on the front door. We were quite surprised as we didn't expect any guests at such an early morning, and we looked at each other wondering who it was. My husband went for the door and opened it. There was an old man standing at our doorstep. My first thought was that the old man was some kind of vagrant. My husband politely asked the old man, "Can I help you, sir?" The old man calmly replies, "I'm not here to ask for money or food," and continued, "When I was passing by, I felt a great deal of negative energy from your house. That is why I am here." He then looked into my eyes and asked, "Are you well, my dear?" And before I could answer, he continued, "The woman behind you is the one who's been making you sick." I glanced behind when he said that. Not only me, but also my husband seemed to be astonished by what the old man had said. Before the revelation, my husband only thought my visions were because of a high fever. But now that he knew that this was something unnatural, he seemed very worried about me. The old man proceeded to explain that someone with bad intentions did this to me with a concoction. It surprised us again. The old man asked, "Do you accept what I just said?" We both nodded in agreement. That's when the old man took out a small vial out of his bag and gave me 3 little pills. When you take these 3 pills, the dark magic infested within you will be cured. He then gave me a charm to protect me from further curses. If someone tries to harm you again, this charm will reflect the harm upon the caster, the old man told me. After I took the pills he gave me, I finally recovered and never saw the woman in yellow again. And not very long after that, something strange happened. Following my recovery, the old landlady's daughter passed away unexpectedly. No one knew the cause of her death. Shortly afterwards, we moved out and never knew what happened to the old woman after that.